Oh, hey, y'all. It is November the 17th, I believe, 2018. Thank you for joining me. I thought I would cover this real briefly, because it loosely has stuff to do with, what it is that we've been talking about on this channel and stuff. I know that people enjoy blowing their minds. It's out of Politico, and the headline reads this. Like I said, it's November 17th. Nelson has no path. Oh, really? Democrats admit Scott beats Florida icon. All right. Now, that being said, anybody knew anything about the senator race and this guy Nelson, was it Bill Nelson? I forget what his name is. Nelson. Yeah, Bill Nelson. He ain't had nothing going for him and stuff. He just wanted to take all your guns and stuff like that. He wanted to cry, and he wanted to shake about, you know what I'm saying? And he wanted to give you all sort of information that may or may not be credible from the FBI, his FBI sources. Anyways, Nelson has no path. He really didn't. He really doesn't. All right. And if somebody does know his path besides taking everybody's guns and stuff like that, they can let me know. But anyways, just go ahead and read some of the article. You might have some idea what it's talking about. There's a governor by the name of Rick Scott, and he went ahead and he beat Nelson. Now, Nelson's been in office for a long, long time, from what I understand. He's one of those career politicians. All right, Rick Scott came in, took it from him. Nelson said, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. He's like demanding a recount and stuff. And it's happening all over. It's happening in the governor race as well. We're going to check in on that in a second, but right now we're focusing on the senator race between the outgoing governor, Rick Scott, Bill Nelson. Rick Scott won, and now there's more developments, okay? So Senator Bill Nelson has run out of time. He's run out of favorable court rulings and is about to officially run out of votes. That's for sure. I don't know what kind of votes he's trying to scrape up. But as it turns out, they did not exist. After losing to Governor Rick Scott on election day, losing after an automatic recount and appearing to not make up the gap following a manual recount Friday, Nelson's campaign was dealt a mortal blow later that evening by U.S. District Judge Mark E. Walker. Who's that? Mark E. Walker, who crushed the Democrats' last major hope by upholding a Florida law. Okay, well, that sounds good. That forbids county election offices from counting vote by mail ballots received after 7 p.m. election day. Because guess what? There's a deadline for voting and stuff. You can't just keep it going, or else then nobody gets elected. That would be the point. But, quote, it's done. But it was done before today. Oh, really? This was a total Hail Mary. Dang. Oh, dang. He said this was a total Hail Mary. Said a top Democrat. Who does that top Democrat have a name? Maybe not, but we'll find out. Said a top Democrat involved in Nelson's campaign who didn't want to speak publicly. Who's too embarrassed to speak publicly before the Democratic Party icon conceded defeat to one of the party's most hated rivals. Most hated rivals? Wow. The night before, Walker had rejected yet another Nelson lawsuit concerning standards for divining voter intent in manual recount. Basically, in other words, he got shut down for wanting to throw on another lawsuit. And you gotta understand, he's gonna want to throw on another lawsuit after that, and another one. These guys lose, kind of like a Hillary Clinton. They just can't let it go. They do all sort of lawsuits. Point of the election is that someone gets elected, and then the loser sits down and shuts up. All right. So he refused to extend the deadlines for the recount, unfortunately, for Mr. Bill Nelson. Without favorable court rulings to expand the available ballot pool, Nelson has no way to make up his 12,603 vote deficit to Scott. All right, so Nelson can still appeal, but Democrats say it's highly unlikely, considering that boy Walker has historically appeared more sympathetic than those appeal courts over there. Right, so chances are that ain't gonna work. But if it works, it doesn't work. Bill Nelson is not concerned about what works and doesn't work. All right, I promise you, he's gonna try and throw some appeals or whatever. There's more in this article, and it's talking about how he's like tearfully saying goodbye. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Nelson, you're gonna have to leave now. There's a whole article about it. Like, it's a lot. I'm not really gonna read the rest. But I wanted to talk about something. You can assume that most people in Florida they might not be privy to some of the things that we've been thinking about and we've been pondering about lately. Not necessarily, but yet and still, the people of Florida, it seems as though, against all odds, went ahead and elected someone who's semi-reasonable. Because Bill Nelson, let's think about it. They should put him in assisted living. The thing is, Rick Scott is at least reasonable. And he said the word accountability. And he has this death stare that's just like remarkable. Right? And so with that being said, just go ahead and end the video. We're seeing the developments. We're going to see some appeals. It's just basically making a mockery of any sort of law and order that we got going on. Bill Nelson is a big fan of that. We're going to see all that, but the thing is, what we also want to focus on is Rick Scott. All right, see what he does as a senator, see what kind of moves he makes. Not only that, probably Ron DeSantis, who also probably won the popular vote. We're going to go check out, see what he does. As far as, in particular, with that Scotty Israel over there in Parkland. What is he going to do with that guy? Because, see, that guy seems like he's dead weight at very best, as far as this investigation goes. So that's the thing about it. We got to wait here and see. There's people out there who, follow this channel in particular, but it's all sort of people out there who maybe do not have trust for Rick Scott even. Now, we look at the Parkland situation, and we got to know everybody seemed untrustable there. It's very hard to find a trustable face in that crowd. Is Rick Scott trustable? We just don't know. We just don't know. I don't know. Some people out there, they think he is very untrustable. They think that he is part of the Illuminati or something like that. He's running some backdoor dealings. I couldn't tell you one way or the other, but we're going to find out one way or the other very, very soon. Very, very soon. All right, it's kind of like an Anthony Scalia. Some people think he's real good. Some people think he's just faking it. All right, but we are going to find out, because regardless of who gets elected, if Scotty Israel remains being the sheriff over there at Parkland, there's something really wrong with that community, and they need to check themselves before they wreck themselves. Anyways, y'all, we're gonna find out real soon, and I'll keep y'all posted. Y'all holler at me. Y'all let me know. I appreciate y'all. It's November the 17th of 2018.